What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Jesse Almeida here on YouTube, and today we got the introduction to Bogaerts in San Diego. Like I've been mentioning, I am now a San Diego Padre fan, no longer with the other team because of the ownership and all that. I've given my reasons already. I don't need to keep repeating them over and over again. Trying to make a statement to a ball club saying, if you don't pay your homegrown talents what they deserve, if you don't treat them with respect or whatever, we're not going to get behind you. We're not going to get behind you. So, this is about to go live any minute. They're about to start any second. They said they were starting at 2 o'clock. So, I'm tuning in. Like I said, I will be tuning in to everything San Diego Padres-wise from here on out. Nothing for the other team. Absolutely nothing. Obviously, like, I'll watch highlights for the other team to keep intact of what they're doing, because at the end of the day, this still is a Boston sports channel, so I will be doing that. But I'm also going to be tuning in for the San Diego Padres also. So, that's what it is at the end of the day. And now we just wait, see when this starts. Interested to see if there's any Boston sports media here, because I want to see what he says in terms of negotiations with Boston or whatever also, and to see what he's excited for going in the future with San Diego. So, just going to wait on it, and I'll tune back in when this thing is about to start.
For me personally, my worlds are kind of colliding here today, and I would like to believe that...
Of course it's Don Orsillo. Of course it's Don Orsillo leading the introductory. Of course it is. Who else would it be? Who else would it be? Of course it's Don Orsillo starting this. Who else?
With us, MLB Network, MLB.com, and Padres.com as well, for joining us for our introduction of our newest member of the San Diego Padres, Xander Bogaerts, who is a two-time world champion, but an even better person, which we are so glad to have him here today. Alongside him as well, the president of baseball.
Congratulations, buddy.
Manager AJ Preller.
Congratulations, Bogaerts.
Chairman Peter Seidler, and Xander's agent, of course, Scott Boras. We will begin with opening remarks from Peter and AJ before we open it up to all of you for questions. So at this time, Peter Seidler.
Well, we've talked a little bit, but this is my great opportunity to formally welcome Xander to the Padres organization. I've heard from so many people in the past several days about your character. As a fan of yours and as a fan of baseball and somebody that's watched you perform at the highest level in the biggest moments.
Let me turn off Felgen Maz.
This is a city that's headed towards its first world championship ever.
Then go do it. Go do it, Bogaerts. Go do it for them. They haven't won a World Series yet? Oh, we need it.
Hopefully soon, the baseball gods, I believe, are going to smile on this beautiful city. So welcome. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to AJ.
Screw it. I want to visit San Diego. I want to visit.
Process was in right around Thanksgiving. I called Scott and talked about his free agent players. I don't think he was quite expecting us to talk about Xander out of the group based on maybe the roster construction that we had, etc. But I think as we got into that first conversation and talked about our team being a team that we feel good about, and a team right on the cusp of a championship last year. Looking for that right fit, that right piece to get us over the top, and talking about the type of hitters, the type of players that you need if you're going to win championships. True, 2-3 hole type hitters, versatile two-way type position players, and I think especially the makeup component that we focused on, knowing our players and the group that we have in the clubhouse, which is a talented, tough group that is looking to take another step, and how that fit with Xander and his experiences. I think we do a lot of homework overall, and this was a process really, over the last year, kind of waiting for Xander's free agency from our pro scouting group. We had two players, Alan Craig and Ian Kinsler, that work in our front office now that played with Xander. when you get those first-hand experiences and first-hand accounts of what he brings to the table, both as a player and a person, that went a long way for myself, for Josh, and our evaluation process. We set up a meeting to talk to Xander about a week later or so in Newport, and it was pretty clear, like everything that we had seen and heard from Scott, from our players, from our homework, and definitely seen with our own eyes across the field, that came across loud and clear. Honestly, a couple minutes into the conversation, I think Xander himself, I think he turned himself. He said that he's baseball struck, and we got to see somebody that loves the game, has tremendous intelligence and aptitude for the game of baseball. Submit's a great competitor, and is coming from a World Championship organization himself, and has 2 rings. And I think all those factors for us made a big difference, and were a big reason why we made that initial kind of call, and then a big reason why we pursued him in free agency. I think the final step, Peter kind of thought we were getting close to the finish line with Xander, and called on Peter to do his best Trevor Hoffman impression and close it down. And ultimately, we're really, really excited to have Xander here as part of the San Diego Padres.
Okay, at this time, we're going to do the photo op portion of our program with hat and.
I want to get a picture too. Buddy, get your stupid phone out the way! You are blocking the view!
Thank you. My hair is on purposely this color, but it worked out great.
From the man himself, Xander Bogaerts.
Hi guys. I'll start off by saying thank you, obviously, to Peter, AJ, for showing a strong interest, and obviously, very straightforward from the beginning. I want to thank the Lord also to start off with guiding me through this path. Obviously, it was different, and it was one that was very exciting, very fun, nervous. I did it all through that process. My family back at home, it happened so quick that they couldn't come on a flight because it's a little too far from Aruba for them to reach in time. So I really thank them for the support throughout all the years, and obviously in this process. Buddy B over here, thank you. Mike Fiore, I see you there. Thank you guys for Boris Corp, just always being there and getting it done, as you guys always do. Forward to playing here for the rest of my career. I saw Don as soon as I came in, and I haven't seen him in a while, so that was definitely I was definitely happy to see him. Been a while, always a fan of him, just doing the games on TV and stuff like that. And also I see Pete over there. I've seen him throughout my career. I'm looking forward to this, man. I'm really excited, and San Diego was my first All-Star game back in 2016.
Yep.
So definitely I envisioned myself possibly maybe being here, one day, but after they got Tatis, so I was a little unsure. I was like, that doesn't fit, so, but here I am, it's crazy how the world works, and everything happens for a reason, so I'm excited to be here.
This time we have microphones on both sides of the room, and if you just raise your hand, we'll get them to you. First up is Kevin A.C.
What was it that kind of closed the deal for you while you're here? And also, if you could put in your words what baseball struck is.
Baseball struck, man. 24/7 baseball. I grew up like that, watching baseball games, scoring baseball games like some of you guys might do growing up. Watching a lot of baseball on TV. TBS had the Atlanta Braves. Andrew Jones was playing at that time, so locked into that every night. WGN had the Cubs. So I know pretty much every guy on that team, and Sunday Night Baseball was mostly Red Sox Yankees back then. You know, now it's different. Now you have Dodgers, Padres, or Cubs and Cardinals, so it varies. But I mean, I'm just huge into baseball 24/7. After I play baseball games, I go back home and continue watching baseball. I mean, not necessarily of myself, but just watching my other peers, guys that I've played with or against that. I mean, I'm a fan of, so I just 24/7 on it.
What do you know about the Padres? Guys that you know here.
I mean, the roster is, I mean, I think it speaks for itself. You know, it's pretty stacked. Top to bottom, the pitching. I watched a lot of games in the playoffs. Obviously, with that trade that he got Hader at the deadline. I know he struggled a little bit in the beginning of the season, but he finished the season extremely strong. So I saw another guy, Suarez. I didn't even know of that guy, but obviously he's one of the best relievers in the game. He showed that in the playoff also. So I mean, from top to bottom, roster-wise, I mean, it was unbelievable the amount of talent that they have here, and in the fan base, how amped up they were, especially like when you guys beat the Dodgers in the playoffs. I mean, it was something pretty fun to watch on TV, and I'm looking forward for that experience for sure.
Xander, I know you spent a lot of time in the AL East. You probably don't have much experience with San Diego. I know you had the All-Star game. But how do you kind of go about learning what this organization was about and deciding that this was the right fit for you?
I mean, in the end, the pitcher has to throw the ball, and you have to swing at strikes as a hitter. You know, I mean, just going into a new division, it might be a little different in the beginning, just trying to get used to the pitchers and the stadiums and stuff like that. You know, but I mean, I'm a guy that adapts pretty quick, and if it's not quick, it takes a little bit, but I'll try to adapt anyhow. You know, so I mean, I know San Diego's on the west side. It's a little far, but I mean, it's definitely a nice place, and as I said, it was my first All-Star game, so I had a little bit.
Hit a double that game.
At that time, and throughout these years, I played here. I think it was in 19 or 18.
19.
The player weekends, the white
Yes.
unis against the black unis. So I don't think I played too well. I might have hit a couple doubles, but yeah, no homers yet. But hopefully, I have a lot of those.
I'm sure you watched as the Padres brought in Machado, and then at the deadline this year, Soto and Hader, and they traded for some pitchers a couple years ago. What did you see from afar then, before you even thought about signing here? What did you see?
They want to win.
As they started kind of building
They want to win.
right now?
Obviously, I knew about their minor league system. I mean, this is prior to them trading for Soto. It was pretty stacked. They had a couple young arms coming up that were pretty good. A couple outfielders also that were pretty good. I mean, the major league roster in itself was already solid, but then you go out and you acquire a Soto from a positional player standpoint. I mean, he's really one of the exceptional players in the game. One of the really best players in the game. Has tremendous eyes at the plate. I wish I had some of those, you know, but maybe I'll borrow some of those from him. But it's great, man. Just seeing all the guys. I've been watching them play for a while, and as I said, I just watched that whole playoff run from Bell hitting that homer opposite field in the Mets. So it's pretty great. It's pretty great to be able to watch them and now be a part of it. You know, I mean, it's crazy how it all worked out. But I was definitely a fan of these guys.
Hi, Xander, back here. Troy Hirsch from Fox 5 Sports. A couple questions for you, and one for AJ and one for Peter, if I may. First, Xander, what position do you play?
I play infield. I play shortstop.
What?
There seems to be 3 or 4 shortstops on this team. Is shortstop your position? Is that what AJ said that you'll be playing?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's even like, what kind of question's that?
How is the Padres going to fit in another shortstop? And that's what I'm getting at, is how does all these pieces in your mind fit together when you said yourself you didn't envision yourself being here with Fernando Tatis being here? How do you fit in, do you see?
I think I'll fit in great. That's a tough question, but yeah, I think I'll fit in great. The more position players you have of high caliber, high talent, I mean, the more problems it creates. It's just the better, you know. That's us as players, just putting our egos, checking our egos.
Even he was like, what kind of question is that?
For
Like, I'm a shortstop, what?
Championship, all of us pulling on the same strings, pulling for the same goal. So I think in the end it'll work out really well. As I said, we have a lot of talented guys on this team. I've played with a lot of talented guys in the past, so it should be fun.
You won 2 World Series. Is there a characteristic on those 2 teams that you see is generally on a team that's championship? And if so, what is that character?
I mean, 2013 was very different. 2013 we played pretty much as the underdog. I mean, if you go and match up roster-wise, us against even like Detroit Tigers at that time, where their roster were pretty superior to ours. Our chemistry that we had that year, the beard thing we had going on that year. I didn't have no beard. I just had a little something here.
You a baby. You little baby.
21.
Rookie in the postseason. That's what I said when I was 13. What was I, 14? 15, excuse me.
A team that just was so superior to the rest, just from roster-wise. I mean, it was incredible. It's just like every day we went into the ballpark and it was like, how much was the score going to end? Although we knew it was going to be a W, it was just that good. Our team was in 2018 when we won.
Xander, thank you. AJ, did you have a conversation with some of the players, maybe Fernando, maybe Jake, maybe Ha-Sung, about how Xander is going to fit in, and can you share with us a little bit about how that conversation went, if so?
Yeah, I've had a chance, and Bob's spoken to the players as well. And I talked to Manny, first, and just talked to him about Xander. And I think his quote was the more the merrier. And obviously they know each other well from the American League East. So he was super positive. And then the conversations with Jake and with I think from Jake's standpoint very similar. Talking to him about being able to play in different spots, everything like that, and we'll use the next couple of weeks and months to look more closely at that. And with Fernando, I think again, like with Fernando, I think he understands he has the ability to play a lot of different areas, and I think the common theme for everybody was we want to win. You can feel that from all the players on the roster. I think my conversations, hearing Bob about his conversations, those guys reaching out to Xander in the last few days as well. They're just really excited and looking forward to winning, and you need to do that with really good players, and we feel good about what we've got from a roster standpoint for sure, and how it's going to fit together.
And then Mr. Seidler, AJ yesterday at the winter meetings earlier used the term budget, but it seems like the Padres budget just continues to grow, and I think Padres fans love that. Do you feel like there's a window now of opportunity to strike that you're in, that you needed to make moves like this?
So a couple things. I've never looked at windows. We expect to be good year after year, and as an owner that will be in this game as long as I'm allowed to, we look at a very long-term perspective. We start from that, and signing a baseball struck person with his level of commitment and leadership, those deals tend to work out. So strategically, Xander's a great fit for
Take note, Heimblum! Take note! Take note of what this guy's saying!
All sports franchises, you can never be done because things always change. And I'm financially trained. I have a budget mind up there somewhere. And I think budgets get better when you win world championships, and that's our goal.
Xander, you were in the Red Sox organization for almost 14 years. How difficult was it to kind of make that final decision to come here?
I mean, I was very, very thankful, very appreciative for my time over there. I ran along a lot of great coaches, great players. Obviously, in this game, you play the game to win, but also you play to create friendships and relationships. So to this day, I have a lot of teammates that I consider friends. As I said, very thankful from a managing standpoint, players-wise, teammates, front office standpoint. I mean, it was a great run, but this is definitely a different challenge, one that I'm very excited for, looking forward to. Because as I said, this team really wants to win, and you can see how close it is, especially watching the games last year and the last couple of years that they went to the playoffs, like 2020 during the COVID year. But I mean, this year, seeing the fans and how electric it was something obviously we didn't have this year.
Damn.
Xander, what's it
Damn.
like knowing that you might spend the rest of your career here, going from that 14 years to one organization, and now one-year deal will be 40, 41 when that ends? What is that? Have you been able to wrap your head around that yet?
Yeah, I feel great. I feel great. I mean, sometimes it's a little hard to turn the page, but I mean, it's something that I have to do. And I said, like I said just now, I was very thankful and appreciative for my time that was with the other team, with the Red Sox, and
He don't even want to say it. He did not want to say. I don't blame him. He didn't want to even say the team name. I'm right there too with him right now.
And also coaches. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that challenge, man. I'm a guy that likes challenges, and this is definitely one that I'm looking forward to.
Obviously, your agent Scott, he knows the work as well as anyone, but if someone had told you in the offseason that you're going to be able to get an 11-year deal, the way the market's going, would you have been surprised?
I would have kissed him.
Hey yo! Hey yo!
Was that your priority? Was that your priority going into the offseason? Find somewhere to spend the rest of your career?
No, my priority
No.
was just going to a team that was very competitive, a team that wanted to win. And as I said, obviously, the owner didn't mention.
There you go. There you go. Good. There you go. That said it all right there. That said it all. That said it all. The other team did not want to win right now. That's what it was. There you go. That's what it was. So we were right.
Bringing a banner here and being part of that.
Thank you. Allison Evans, KUSI. Peter, question for you. You know, with paying for some of the top superstars in baseball, does someone eventually in the next 10 years get left off, or do you expect to have these 4 players still moving forward?
I think like all of us, I'm day to day and year to year. But I think we have very skilled people, starting with AJ and his staff, that through the roster construction and things like that from a long-term perspective, he gives me great advice, and I rely on his judgment.
Imagine pretty much giving the keys to the general manager.
This organization's going. It's turned out differently than that, but what are your thoughts on what the Padres have done or are doing?
Well, we're very prepared about what we've gone through. We look into free agency. When AJ called me, I had this list. I remember looking at it and going like, well, who are the fits and what it is, and we have AJ's entire psychological profile of players down, and so we look at it, we go, well, these are the players that AJ really is going to look for, and he started talking about Xander, and then one thing we commonly talk about is that Xander has extraordinary bat-to-ball skills, and the one thing about on-base percentage is really an art form of his, and his durability, being able to withstand and play almost every game, every season, and having championship caliber. And all of a sudden, AJ starts describing how Xander fits in this lineup. So when I got off the phone, I went to our staff and I said, we have to do a better job of understanding how AJ thinks about how he puts teams together, because the logic of it became very clear about moving runners, advancing runners, getting on base, and also having a championship character. One of the hardest things I think for players is that when you have unknowns and you have a process that is not familiar.
God damn it.
You kind of wonder. You as good as you are and as brilliant as these men are, when you have not achieved that, you wonder. And to have someone who's gone through it twice and done it in a major market and endured the pressure and had disappointments along the way, is that so many players get to come and ask, is this the norm? Is this to be expected? And they have really a championship.
Another one of you guys, Padre fans, commenting on that video.
Go to. And I think
so far it's all love.
It's just so hard to be through.
It's love right here. I'm already feeling it from you guys.
And where Xander's at his career.
Let's go win a ring, guys. Let's go. Let's get our first one.
This kind of talent, top to bottom.
Should more teams operate in this way? The way that you are, where you're blowing up what normal conventions?
To me, my wife and I have 3 kids under the age of 10, and there's a couple teams I care about. This one right here, and the youth sports that my kids are playing. I'll comment on any of those.
That was awesome. I like this guy. I like this owner. I don't know what it is, but I just like him. He doesn't seem like a schmuck.
This ballpark, your style, the way you hit, how does you think your game fits with hitting in this ballpark where some batters come in and struggle more than others?
I think it'll do great. I do, especially being at Fenway. Fenway has that big wall in left field. It tends to help a lot of guys that have more of a uplift in their swing. Well, I'm more of a line drive type hitter, so I'm definitely sure that I'll get more homers here than it would take away from me, because just the way my swing plays
Right.
from the left field side here.
Right.
AJ, you brought in a couple guys now in the last few months, and Juan and Xander that have World Series experience. I'm guessing it's not a coincidence. Why is that so important to you, and what kind of factors from that do you think that you see these guys bringing here?
Yeah, and I think we talk about it all the time, and I think, Scott just mentioned, when you have guys that have been through, been through long seasons and they know how to navigate through a playoff season, been in big moments, the battle tested, and, I think you look up, and again, when you look at the top players in the game, most of them are in winning situations, and they've won, championships or been part of, playoff teams. There's no coincidence for that. I think from our standpoint, we have now a group that's been to the playoffs a couple times in the last few seasons. But adding in Juan and Xander, two guys that are both elite players, but they've also they've navigated through those those playoff situations, which our group had a lot of experience last year. We just thought it was I think it's a really good fit from our standpoint.
Anderson signing here. Have you had a chance to connect with any of your new teammates, and if so, how have those conversations gone?
Yeah, I have. I have talked to a couple of them. It's been going well so far. Obviously, had to talk to Grish also about the number. Yeah, I mean that went nice. It seems like he's a nice guy. He didn't have to do that because he has his time in the big leagues also. But it was very, very kind of him. I'm sure I have to take care of him. But that'll be taken care of. But yeah, it's been good so far. We're talking to some of the guys. Won't get into who, but it's been nice so far.
Xander, preguntarte rápidamente, ¿cómo crees que encajes en el vestidor, en el clubhouse, con mucho pelotero talentoso, mucho latino también? Y ahorita lo contestabas también en inglés, te pregunto en español. Recto Park, un parque donde sabemos que también te gustaría, te hubiera gustado después del All-Star Game batear mucho, ahora te va a tocar. ¿Cómo crees que encaje tu estilo de bateo aquí?
Sí, obviamente en el play de Fenway tú sabes que tiene el monstruo verde ahí. Y un poco más difícil para el swing que yo tengo. Yo no le doy la bola muy alto. Y entonces con el swing que yo tengo, que es un poco más lineado, para mí que va a funcionar muy bien aquí, un play muy espacioso. Obviamente yo soy uno de los peloteros que cobran bien en Grandes Ligas. No soy elite en eso, pero gracias a Dios tengo buena pierna y a lo mejor las cosas salen bien, un par de dobles. Tengo rato sin dar un triple, entonces a lo mejor le voy a dar un par aquí también.
Con tus compañeros, ¿cómo te vas a sentir con ellos?
Yo creo que vas a estar muy bien. Yo sé que hay muchos peloteros aquí que son talentosos. En mi carrera he encontrado peloteros más talentosos que yo. Un par de peloteros en el equipo de Boston, un par de estrellas en el negocio de pelota. Y a mí la experiencia ha sido súper. Y yo no veo que vas a hacer ninguna dificultad en eso aquí también.
AJ, si me permite, ¿qué fue lo que hacía tan atractivo a Xander para traerlo a San Diego y si se considera que es la pieza que falta para obtener ese añorado anillo?
Y pensamos que fue un buen fit, una buena conexión, porque Xander tiene experiencia jugando en la Serie Mundial, en diferentes playoffs, y también como un pelotero y para batear en la media parte de order, y mucho contacto, y pienso que él va a estar un pelotero que puede batear en octubre, cuando el pitching, cuando los lanzadores son el mejor de lo mejor. So, por estas razones pensamos que él va a estar bien con nosotros.
Thank you guys, I appreciate it. I appreciate the time. Thank you.
The Red Sox just effed up. Xander Bogaerts was the guy in
Okay.
Boston. He was that dude in Boston. He was him.
Okay.
He came up in 2013, making the World Series roster.
That was my other video. Of course it happened. But yeah, that's gonna do it. Leave a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe now if you guys do. You guys know what to do. Go check out our website. Links in the description down below. You heard him. I wanted to play for a group that wants to win. You know what that meant, guys? The Red Sox don't want to win right now. With the offers that they were making to him, it comes to show that they didn't want to win. That's what it was at the end of the day. They just wanted to get a good contract, and that was it. So that's gonna do it for this. Thank you guys for watching. To my Padres crew, subscribe for more Padres stuff. Let me know what you guys want, because I'm from Boston. You guys understand that. So if you guys think there's something interesting that I should watch on the Padres, let me know. Let me know down below. It's been Jesse. I'll see you guys in the next video. Later, guys.